Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a minute. You guys have probably like, where in the world did Rapid disappear to? He just stopped uploading completely, fell off the face of the planet. Well, guys, let me do a little bit of explaining for myself here. So, first things first, I would like to say welcome back, guys. I know it's been a minute since a lot of you have probably heard my voice, but here we are back. So the reason why I was gone, this is my junior year of college. I'm an engineering student, and this semester my workload and everything was just crazy, just absolutely jam-packed. So I barely had any time to even really play games in general. A lot of the time I was really focused on schoolwork and stuff like that. So you can imagine I just never had time to record. But here we are. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. So as you can see, we have the Roman army marching for an epic siege battle against who? None other than Athens. Athens is gonna be the faction to try to hold firm here. This is Athens as a city as well. I believe the victory point, yep, is right here. So as you guys can see, this is where they will be trying to defend. But yeah, if you guys do end up enjoying this and would like to see more like it in the future, of course, let me know in the comment section. Hit that like and sub button, and yeah, no. So while Rome is moving up their armies here, we can watch a little bit of artillery fire. If you guys don't really want to sit around and watch this, if you guys just want to get right into the action, skip forward, because a lot of what's going to be going on right now is just me talking, catching you guys up with what's been happening in my life and stuff like that. So obviously, like I said, college kind of kicked my butt a little bit this past semester. I just really had to hunker down, and junior year of engineering is never an easy one. Engineering in general is not easy, but this semester really hit me like a stone wall, and so I was like, I gotta just completely focus on this, make sure I get my education done. And so yeah, it's finals week next week, so that's why I am able to record now. All the main schoolwork and coursework is out of the way. But yeah, here we are. So let's speed things up here a little bit. It'll get a little bit laggy, as you guys can obviously see, but that just because of the sheer amount of men on this battlefield here. But yeah, also, I hope you guys have also been having a great time yourself. My life has been absolutely great. I mean, I genuinely would not change anything that's going on in my life right now. Actually, before too long here, I will be needing to do some pre-recording, because I will not even be like here in the US before too long. In like a month, I actually leave for Germany to go and study abroad for a little bit. So yeah, but I will do some pre-recording, so you guys will get videos during that time. I'm going to try to return to a consistent upload schedule. How often, I'm not for sure yet, but I will try to figure that out, get it to be consistent as well. But as we can see, first tower moving up here, we have a Praetorian Guard tower moving up way ahead of all other siege towers and ladders. It looks like Rome is going heavy with Triarii and Praetorians moving up first. Wow, they have a lot of very heavy melee infantry, very well armored units pushing up first, deciding to go with just full power off the start. In the back, we have more Triarii, some auxiliary Syrian archers, auxiliary Balearic slingers, some levies, and then we just have some cheaper, crappier units here in the back. So Rome is opting to send up some of their better units first. How smart that is, I don't know. Personally, I would rather, in these siege towers and stuff, be sending up a little bit of your crappier units to soak up some of this arrow tower ammo alongside any other archers and stuff that are up on the wall. But the ballista getting some nice kills here. We did see some guys go flying off the wall from those explosive rounds earlier, but nothing too crazy. Also firing from way here in the back is these Roman Scorpions. This one already at 7 kills, this one at 15 kills, and then in the far back, that giant ballista that we saw earlier at 27 kills. And also, if you guys look at the balance of power in the bottom left, I think it is slightly in favor of the defenders here for this battle. But yeah, here we go. All right, First tower is getting very, very close. It looks like it will probably be dropping its ramp here any second now. They're stopping. Nope, there they go. They're moving again. All right. So let's see them get up to this wall, drop that front ramp, and let's get this thing rolling. Oh, look at this. Oh, it's so good to be back. It is so good to be back, guys. Look at this. Just absolutely beautiful scenery. You know how I do too. Let's get a nice little screenshot here. Absolutely beautiful. You guys just saw the thumbnail 100% get taken. And yeah, here we go. Dropping the ramp here. The first Romans have reached the walls, and to meet them we have mercenary Thracian warriors alongside some picked hoplites ready to meet them the second that this ramp does drop. The siege tower is getting close to catching on fire though at 48% fire damage, but here the Praetorians go, waiting to charge in. Not there they go. I was gonna say not quite yet, but there they go, charging in. Man, this camera on the wall is kind of buggy. But yeah, there we go. Praetorians getting into the fight here, taking some very, very, very heavy fire from those arrow towers. And you can also see now a couple, are these archers? Okay, archers also deciding to push in. Looks like the archers are just trying to move across, but they are going to be getting caught in melee combat. So Athens needs to get these archers out of here quickly. Those units are just way too valuable to just be losing like that. And oh my goodness, an absolute massacre going on over here on the walls. We have slingers trying to sling down some of the units down here. Actually, it looks like a lot of it's just hitting this tower. It's a horrible target for these slingers, but you can see that they're just getting absolutely destroyed by the scorpions here. Oh my goodness. Look at this. The scorpions are massacring this unit. This unit of javelin men is down to 70 men. I've already lost 50. Don't even have a single kill yet. That is horrible. Absolutely horrible if you are the defenders here. But more and more Roman siege towers are getting close. We have one full of Triarii. We have two sets of ladders getting close. This Praetorian Guard and this Triarii are both getting very close to dropping down right here on this section of the wall. Now if we swing back across here to this siege tower, we see that the Praetorians are starting to push in. They're struggling a decent amount here at 66 kills and counting, but they have lost 30 men. So at about 2 kills per every man that has fallen so far. That is not bad at all. And they continue to push very, very, very hard here to try to break through to this undersection. And now you can see that this Roman siege tower over on the far left here is getting ready to drop their ramp as well. The ladders have also reached the walls, and you know what that means. Death has arrived, because the second that these Praetorians and stuff get up these walls, it is going to be very, very hard for Athens to contest, especially seeing as they have a lot of their picked hoplites and stuff still sitting up here on this hill. They need to honestly run them down to here, and if they're gonna let have the walls, they need to set up right here in front of this opening. We might not just be able to see the troops, but they need to set up very, very quickly, because not only is this one Praetorian unit absolutely cutting through Athens at the moment, the Athenians just getting, yeah, look at this, 130 kills, and they haven't even lost 60 men yet. But all the other towers are starting to get relatively close here. This ladder is starting to catch on fire. The Triarii taking a decent amount of fire from those towers as well. But things are just not looking great for Athens already off the start in this battle. Giving up the section on the wall here. If anything, they should have had some archers sitting right here. Imagine archers or javelin men just throwing into these men as they get up on these walls here. That would have been absolutely beautiful for Athens, but they are reacting just too slow. They have some Thracian peltasts right here that are about to get caught out by some Praetorian Guard. That is going to be devastating. But look at this, they have no defenders right here. Okay, so they do have a little bit, but it's kind of like a back line. We have some Hippias Lancers, we have some Thracian warriors, some picked hoplites, stuff like that. But again, look at this. The Praetorian Guard is just going to be able to eat all of these archers alive here, because this is one of the stairwells to get down, this is the other. And Rome is about to start dropping a lot more men off here, and now, yep, we're going to see it happen. The Praetorian Guard just absolutely massacring slingers like it is nothing. Oh yeah, these guys are going to cut through this like a hot knife through butter. I mean, this is just not going to be a pretty fight at all. Yeah, that's just not a good fight. That is just not a good fight at all. But back over here, okay. So you can see that the Praetorians absolutely ripped through a lot of the Thracian warriors that were up top here. Is this unit shattered? They're broken and routing. Wow. So yeah, those units getting decimated. This arrow tower is picking up a decent amount of kills, having the ability to fire into the back of this Praetorian Guard unit. But the Praetorian Guard definitely getting their money's worth. Look at this. 289 kills with 50 men still remaining. And that number is continuing to go up. I mean, come on. That is nuts. That is absolute insanity. Athens seriously needs to get their stuff together here if they want any chance at winning. I mean, look at this. They just lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 healthy units of archers up here on the walls because of their own negligence and not just getting them down off the walls. And we also are starting to see some Praetorian Guard fall from what appears to be some archer fire, possibly. I don't know from where, but Thracian warriors charging in against the Praetorian Guard now. Gonna get into some pretty close quarters fighting here. And Praetorian Guard with those big shields are going to be able to put up a decent fight, but against these two-handed Thracian warriors, things are going to be tough for the Praetorian Guard. The Thracians are built to absolutely rip through the Praetorians, as you could just see there, but they are very, very, very vulnerable to archer fire, so they do need to be careful, because coming up in the rear, we see slingers, we see more infantry, elephants even sitting in the back here. But where are they at? Where's the unit I'm looking for? Where are all those archers at that we saw earlier? I swore we saw some Syrian heavy archers earlier. That's what I was looking for. So I say, once those Syrian heavy archers get up here, things are going to get bad. Oh, there they are. Some auxiliary Syrian archers. Yeah, if these guys start to open fire on units like these mercenary Thracian warriors, oh my goodness. That is when things get bad. That is when things could start to get very, very bad. But Athens do look like they're starting to fall back and form a second defensive line here. Looks like they're going to try to hold right here in this gap and right here in this gap. They just couldn't hold the walls, which, I mean, is decently typical of a siege battle. You don't want to sit on the walls for too long, but they got absolutely massacred up here. I mean, look at this. Just so many bodies piling up on those walls. Needless deaths. But yeah, the Praetorians trying to push out here. Athens sending in everything that they have to try to hold them at this gateway. Even we have some Hippias Lancers and stuff charging in to try to get into the melee combat themselves. Yeah, no, these Praetorians, though, you can see the purple cloaks of the Praetorians just trying their best to push out of the fight here. We'll see what happens. I mean, they definitely could, but it's not going to be easy, to say the least. It will not be easy for them to. So yeah, that is very interesting. Very, very interesting, to say the least. I mean, Athens is just not doing enough here. They just really are not. They're trying to do their best to hold, but against such big odds, they need to have some javelins or something come over here and just start throwing into the soft side. I mean, if you get a unit right here, look at this. You could get 200 plus kills easily out of a very low tier javelin unit. Very, very, very large missed opportunity there. This arrow tower continuing to fight against or fire into this Praetorian Guard. Praetorian Guard engaging against some picked hoplites. The picked hoplites should win this fight, especially with the arrow tower firing into this Praetorian Guard here. There's no reason why that should not be an easy victory for those picked hoplites. But as I said earlier, they are starting to fall back a little bit here. Skirmisher Cav now getting focused down by what appears to be some Balearic Slingers here. You can see them throwing over the top of the wall and trying to take out some of the Skirmisher Cav. The Skirmisher Cav trying to focus down some of these units that are now pouring through the gate. Athens losing the gates like I was talking about earlier. Losing the wall, losing the gates, not going too hot. But here it is. Look, this is what I was talking about earlier. This Javelin Men unit, they are just way too late to get to this position. If they were up here earlier, that would have just been devastating with all those units just jumping in. Or over here, I meant. Because right here, oh my goodness, that would have been nasty. But we do see some Triarii pushing around the long flank here. Looks like they're going to go capture this arrow tower. That's not going to really do a whole lot for them, but they are going to go capture it anyways. Just kind of gives them a little bit larger piece of the map to kind of free flow at. But we also now see another unit of picked hoplites trying to commit into the fight, trying to hold back this onslaught of Praetorian Guard. But it is just, it's like a purple wave just continuing to push forward and surge forward here. The sounds of war is what we're hearing right now. The sounds of war. The metal clanking, everything just going absolutely to plan for Rome. Rome doing their usual brute force tactics, and of course, they're Rome. It's gonna work. So continuing to just push forward here, surge forward. Absolutely beautiful. And they're having a great time beautifully, with no contest at all. Rome is just continuing to just look at this. Look at that massive just bubble that they've created here. Athens is doing everything that they can to hold on, but they need to bring up some archers. Oh, yeah, no, they're all dead. Imagine that. But yeah, they need to bring something up here to change the tide of this fight. Bringing up another unit of picked hoplites. Those guys are just going to get eaten alive. The second wave is, or the second line is now starting to falter for Athens already on this flank. Again, it's just not enough. Just not enough. The arrow tower still continuing to try to shoot down on this Praetorian Guard unit. Like I said, picked hoplites should win this. The Praetorian Guard is just getting absolutely eaten alive by pretty much everything I was talking about earlier. Yeah, it's just rough, very rough going here for Athens, getting almost no victories anywhere, and now Rome is just pouring in, and there's nothing to cover up the leaks here. A devastating Pila throw from those Praetorians into some of this Cav here. Skirmisher Cav 2, very light Cav with no armoring. More and more Pila throws going into these mercenary Thracian warriors. It is just a complete rout so far for Athens. They're going to need to pull something crazy out of the books if they're going to want any chance at winning this. Now it looks like they're committing almost all their Cav into the fight to try to slow down Rome. So that way they can move some more infantry over to the front, or over to this front. It looks like they might try to hold right here again. But look at just how many Roman units are now just pouring through the gate. The African elephants here as well. The oil is actually... So it looks like some of the Athenian units are trying to get out that have shattered, and the oil is dumping to try to kill them. It's massacring these elephants. Oh my goodness, look at this. Rome killing a lot of its own units there because of those Athenian troops that are trying to get out. I mean, look at this. Oh my goodness. It's a massacre right here. Look at how many men are dying because of it. Look at all the dead elephants. Wow. That might be the help that Athens needed to try to win this, is all these units that are trying to get through this gate are getting killed. So maybe this thing isn't quite over yet. But Athens is still holding right here. You can see that Rome is doing a great job at continuing to try to push out. But Athens, they just don't have the units anymore. They lost too much on that wall. They just, oh man, they just lost way too much on the wall. And it's pretty much over for them here. I mean, it's hopeless at this point for Athens, especially if they lose this fight. They have nothing to cover the gap anymore. The last of their units are needing to be shifted over to try to plug this hole over here, because all the units that they did send into the fight have already been surrounded and are being cut down. Look, this is what I was talking about. They needed to do this earlier. Their Tarentine Cav has a great angle with their javelins, throwing right here into the flanks of this Triarii and the Praetorians and getting a decent amount of kills in doing so, but it's just too little too late at this point. There's still 10 minutes of this battle left, but Athens is seriously going to need a miracle to happen if they want any chance of winning this. We have some Thorax Hoplites, all the generals being Thorax Hoplites sitting in the back here, not yet committed to the battle. Rome's generals committed to the battle though. I believe all of them are over here. There's one right there. Where are all the other Roman generals? There's two here. Okay. Did the other one die? Huh. Well, I'm only counting 2 Roman generals, so we might have missed one of them dying. Although I think I would have gotten the alert up here. The guy that pops up, he's like, an enemy general is dead. Yeah, nope, there's the third. But, again, it's just not appearing to be enough. Looks like we missed a little bit of a Roman cavalry flank here, trying to go around the back. Decent tactic there. If it would have worked, would have been great. But now we have some picked hoplites getting caught out by some Roman generals. But the generals being cav, this could be really bad for Rome here. These hoplites are going to eat this cav alive. Rome needs to get their general out of this fight. They need to get both these generals out of this fight, because if one even dies, it is going to be a rough time for Rome to try to recuperate from losing 2 generals here. One has already very bad morale. The other one's doing okay. But just as I say that, auxiliary infantry catching up finally. Auxiliary infantry will get eaten alive by these picked hoplites as well, especially now that we see some thorax swordsmen coming in to assist possibly. Or it looks like they're trying to catch their breath here. They're very tired. So maybe just trying to catch their breath before they get sent back in. But back over here on this right flank, still again, Athens is just crumbling. They just can't get a good solid defensive line anywhere. It is horrible that they cannot get that defensive line set up. Over on the far flank here, where we started to see Rome go capture that, and then these 2 units tried going on a long flank and possibly going for the victory point. We have a unit of picked hoplites here to hold back these gladiator spearmen and Triarii. These picked hoplites should win this with pretty much no issues. As you can see, I mean, they have 86 kills and have lost 13 men. So doing a great job at holding there. Athens, the bubble that they had created has started to fall now. It has definitely started to falter. The Syrian archers only having 23 kills here, so not really being super useful in this fight, but it doesn't really look like they're much needed at this point. The Praetorians continuing to just surge forward here, continuing to put up a great fight. God, this game is just... I miss this, guys. I miss this, genuinely. I genuinely miss this so much. Man. But, you know, I gotta go to college, gotta get my degree, gotta be smart. Gotta be smart. But, anyways, pretty much everywhere, we're still continuing to see Athens do a great job at fighting to the last man. I mean, at this point, this battle's pretty much wrapped up. Rome has taken the walls, taken all the gates. Let's see how many men actually got lost by that. Oh, look at how many died because of the oil here. That is a crazy amount. Oh my god, the arrow towers are just gunning down these poor Athenians that are trying to run away. Get away, picked hoplites, run! Oh, just getting gunned down. Oh, and now oil is being dropped on a horse. But yeah, no, I mean, it's tough. It's very tough for Athens. These picked hoplites still doing a great job over here. 74 kills with only 13 dead. doing a great job at fighting not only the general, bodyguard, auxiliary infantry, and some cav now. Yeah, it's a spear fight, that's for sure. Ooh, that dude just got stabbed in the head. Goodbye. But, yeah, we also... Those thorax swords are sitting right here. You need to commit. Commit them. You can break a lot of these units if you just commit them. But now we are starting to see that the Athens left flank has broken on this front. And these units are going to get surrounded and eviscerated more than likely. We have some javelin men here trying to get rid of their ammo. Have 26 kills only, and for the amount of men that they have lost, that is very, very atrocious. Now they are deciding to charge into melee combat. The bubble has now completely burst over here, and now we are starting to see the charge for the main town center to end the fight. The Praetorians will just continue to go forward. It doesn't matter that they're exhausted. Look at their body language. They may be tired and beat down. They may be soaked in blood, friends and foe alike, but they are going to continue to push forward. Oh, look at these guys. Gladiators are really charging in. Yo, get them, boys and girls. Up and at 'em, lads. Up and at 'em. How's the fight going over here? How are we doing, Pick Top Lights? 139 kills with 43 men dead. And both of these units are not doing hot. Ooh, the general died. Really? One of the Roman generals died. Oh wow, there's only one left. Ooh, that's actually big. There's only one Roman general left. Huh. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? But that's just not going to be enough at this point. I mean, Athens, I mean, they just don't have the units anymore. Don't have the men, don't have the archers. They're just completely routed pretty much everywhere. Now this flank has completely broken for Athens, and now all that's left is the mad dash to the town center, where Thorax Hoplites will make the last stand. The generals will continue to make their last stand here to the very bitter end. The generals will try to hold. Praetorian Guard charging in behind these spear gladiators. And that is pretty much going to wrap it up here, ladies and gentlemen. Athens losing this one, Rome getting the win in a overwhelming fashion. So if you guys did enjoy this one and would like to see me continue uploading, let me know in the comment section down below, guys. Hit that like and sub button. Holy crap. I will see you guys all next time. Peace.